In the last episode, I drove to Lake Erie on a whim and camped in New York. Since then, I have done some chores and found a camp next to an old pipeline thingy. In this episode, I make a couple pit stops at abandoned places in Pennsylvania, including Kinzua Bridge, Bayless Paper Mill, and the Pennsylvania Abandoned Turnpike. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sydney, and I've been traveling the country and living in my SUV full-time since April of this year. I've made my way all the way to Seattle and back, and am now exploring the East Coast. I kick this episode off getting ready for the day. I just made my first oopsie of the day. I brushed past my tire when I was picking my drone up, so it's perfect. So I don't think I can fly my drone here, and I'm really upset about that. The Kinzua Viaduct was first constructed in 1882 and was the highest and longest viaduct in the world, measuring 301 feet high and 2,053 feet long. In 1900, the viaduct was rebuilt of steel to accommodate larger loads. The Erie Railroad operated trains across the viaduct from 1882 until 1959, transporting coal, oil, and lumber. From 1987 to 2002, excursion passenger trains were driven across the viaduct. In 2003, an F1 tornado struck the bridge. 11 towers from the center of the bridge were torn from their concrete bases and thrown to the valley floor, where it still sits today. The next place is a pulp and paper mill, and it is about an hour away.
Your destination is on the left.
Oh my god. Oh, whoa. I know nothing about this site other than it's an abandoned pulp and paper mill, I believe. But I'm just gonna start walking and see what I find. This is Bayless Pulp and Paper Mill. It was constructed in 1900 and was both the largest plant and employer in the borough of Austin. The town's population grew as lumbermen, mill workers, and their families moved there for work. Like all paper mills, Bayless needed a constant supply of water but continued to face shortages. In 1909, they decided to build a large concrete dam upstream to solve the water shortage issue. There were structural issues reported the year after, but were not taken too seriously. September of 1911 was especially rainy, so they capitalized on the opportunity to fill the dam to the top. Combined with the dam being at maximum capacity and questionable structural integrity, the dam gave way under pressure. Over 400 million gallons of water swept through the mill, carrying debris and logs from the lumber yard into the town of Austin and beyond. 78 people are known to have died in this tragic event. The Bayless paper mill was rebuilt after the flood and remained open until a massive fire in 1944 caused it to close forever. Today, only the charred and deteriorating remains still stand. I think this would definitely be a cool place if you were an urban explorer, but I'm not gonna test my luck, or is it press my luck? Whatever the saying is. I just crashed my drone again. I don't know how I just got this lucky. Out of all places it could have hit and fell, it fell right next to the road. So I'm going to go eat some Chick-fil-A. Calling my brother to tell him what happened. I almost broke my drone.
You gotta calm down.
Head south on Pennsylvania.
I've been looking forward to this for 2 hours. Oh. We'll never get old. Cheers. Since I'm feeling incredibly full and lazy, I don't think I want to go to the spot that I was originally going to go to around here. It's called Scotia Barrens. I'll throw some images on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit of hiking. Not a lot, but like I said, I really don't feel like moving. So with that said, I'm going to go find camp. Pretty sure it's about an hour away, maybe 50 minutes. I'm incredibly tired, so I'm probably just gonna go lay down. Good night. I decided to put on a YouTube video, so that's what I'm gonna do for the next hour or 2 or 3 or 4. And this is the last stop of my Pennsylvania road trip. This is the abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike. It originally began as a railway route with construction starting in the 1880s. It was never completed even though a total of 4.5 miles of tunnel had been dug through 7 mountains. The turnpike opened 60 years later in the fall of 1940 as a 4-lane highway. The double lanes ended in the tunnels, but for 20 years it was okay due to the lack of traffic. However, by 1960 there were more cars on the road and the tunnels would lead to traffic delays, sometimes as far back as 5 miles. 4 of the tunnels had parallel tunnels built, but the 3 tunnels in this 13-mile stretch of highway were left bypassed and abandoned. I'm headed home now. I'm going to be there for a couple days because I'm going to see some old friends and my father's birthday is coming up. So this concludes my Pennsylvania road trip. Pennsylvania actually surprised me. It was maybe a 2 or 3 out of 10 in my book, and it went to maybe a 7 out of 10. There's a lot of mountains, and there's a lot of backcountry roads that you can just drive forever. And it is so beautiful with all the leaves and everything. So yeah, I've had a really good trip, and there's a lot of really cool sights to see in the state, and I really had no idea. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you wherever the next adventure takes me.